Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 14 of Divine FM. This week I'm going to be talking about breaking the cycle and finding peace. So, this week I just had a feeling that we're almost through this first month of 2025, and I feel like if anyone's like me and have a lot of expectations of themselves, that the first month of the year ending sometimes brings more stress than relaxation because we just think about how much shit we gotta do. But I feel like a way I've been combating those stressful thoughts is finding ways to seek peace in my day-to-day life. So I have a few points that I wanted to go over that I hope will also help you guys if you also are in need of some peaceful moments in your life and you're kind of in a lack of right now. So, my first and number one thing is finding moments of silence. So, I know, especially in a world like today, we're always being stimulated by something. There's always something playing, there's always someone talking, there's always something going on. But whenever you are alone, possibly, if there's any chance that you're able to put your phone away, maybe turn off the TV or turn off some music and dim the lights or just have a lamp on, and being able to just sit with yourself for a couple of minutes, take some deep breaths, maybe read a good book that you have been wanting to read, write in your journal, practice meditation, anything like that. Whenever you're in a moment of silence, really helps refresh your brain and just kind of rewire it to not be so overwhelmed by all those thoughts that you were thinking before. So I had put for the silent moments, definitely no music, TV, no phone, minimal lights. Yeah, book, yoga, meditate. That's exactly what I just said. Yeah, I feel like that has helped me so much. Just yesterday, actually, I had a really, really busy week and weekend. And I record my podcast on Mondays, if anyone's wondering. And so yesterday was Sunday, and it's always a pretty busy day for me trying to get ready for the week and everything. And I somehow managed to find a solid 15 minutes that I had finished doing what I was doing, and nothing was being requested of me, I guess, for the remainder of the evening. And I had just a little while something was baking that I just turned off my main light in my room, turned on some Christmas lights. Oop, turned on some Christmas lights, and then read my book, and that was that. And it was so relaxing, and it feel like it literally reset me a little bit, because after I was done with that, I just felt so relaxed and light, and I felt like I could just take on the world. And so that was my first point, I suppose, finding moments of silence. My next point is going to be sticking to my word / having discipline to take care of yourself. So how this goes into finding peace is, I feel like you can never treat others around you or yourself as well. You can only treat them as well as you want to. And so I feel like if you take the time and put in the effort to really, really take care of yourself and your needs every single day, it makes you so much more equipped to be able to go into every single day with kind of a peace of mind, and you're not always right on edge whenever something stressful happens or something sad happens or anything that takes you out of your normal routine. I feel like we're much more equipped to just face that head on and handle it with grace if we're taking really good care of ourselves on the daily, and so there's not other things that are also holding us back. You know what I mean? My next point is journaling my thoughts and emotions. This one is insanely important. I don't know how comfortable everyone feels about journaling, and you can go about journaling a lot of different ways. You don't just have to do the whole Dear Diary, this is how I'm feeling way. I kind of go back and forth, but lately I feel like I have been kind of doing it that way. Not exactly like that, but basically using my journal as a way for me to write down all of the intrusive thoughts, or it doesn't even have to be intrusive, just the things that are going on in my mind over and over and over again, and I feel like I can't really find a solution to them. I feel like most times if you write it down in your journal, write it down on a piece of paper in your notes or whatever, once you have that in a physical word way, I feel like it always just makes the problem or whatever's on your mind seem so much more simplified if you take it out of your brain and put it down on something physical. So that's helped me so much when it comes to like handling my emotions, and especially like my high emotions whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed by literally anything. Being able to go to my journal every day and knowing that it's there, and also being able to read my old entries and seeing like how day to day I go from writing how thankful and grateful I am to being alive, and then the next day I can, write how something happened to me and it was really upsetting, but this is how I handled it, and I'm either proud of myself or I'm not proud of myself about it, but I'm gonna move on and try to grow from it. And I feel like just doing that, especially repetitively when it comes to things that happen in your life that may be overwhelming, really helps put those things in perspective and separate it from like the overall arcing like my life is so stressful, my life is so hard. It really helps separate our thoughts from going to somewhere like that. My next point is being present in your day-to-day and sitting with your emotions that arise. So I guess this kind of goes with journaling, but not really, only because, well, journaling helps with this exact point, but specifically being present every day whenever it comes to your thoughts, and especially those intrusive thoughts that are really aggressive towards yourself, being able to sit with those thoughts and actively choosing to change them or just accept them but move on from them and not letting them like be a part of your identity. I feel like you have to practice every single day, like really being present with those thoughts to even be able to catch them, you know what I mean? And pause and have the strength, like the strength up there in your brain to like actually stop them. Like for so long I struggled with this because I physically could not figure out how to change the thought once it had already started. I literally didn't think it was possible to stop it. I just like would view it, like listen to it and see what it's telling me, but I would kind of like separate myself from it after and try really hard not to think about it again. But I feel like that didn't work because I wasn't actively choosing a different thought to think. Does that make sense? Like, you have to combat like the dark with light, and so if you're having intrusive thoughts, like if you're at work and you're just telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, you have to like actively choose to like tell yourself either out loud or in your head, I'm more than good enough, I'm literally the best person in this room, I'm worthy of everything that I desire, stuff like that. You have to be able to like flip a switch, like change up what your brain's trying to tell you, and it will literally rewire those thought processes and bring you in like a higher state of mind. My next point is seeking out positive content, friends, and hobbies, any pastime that will bring joy to your life, will bring positivity and like productivity into your life. I feel like we have to actively choose every single day to make those decisions, or else we truly won't find happiness in those little moments day to day. Like choosing books, the music that you listen to, the shows that you watch, if they bring you like stressful thoughts or sad thoughts, anxious thoughts, anything like that. Personally, I don't think it's even worth it to like consume the content because it just doesn't bring me any joy, any positivity whatsoever. And especially with music, I feel like I've changed how I guess look at music when it comes to like my enjoyment, because I feel like before, maybe a couple of months ago, all I listened to was either like rap or country, and there was really no in between when it came to that. And for some reason I just like my identity was I either listened to rap or country. I like didn't listen to really anything else, and like I noticed that a lot of my playlists would have the same exact repeated songs over and over and over again, and some of them are really low vibrational. And so I feel like I had to actively make the choice to kind of say goodbye to some of the artists that I have been listening to for a long time and choose to seek out new music, and maybe old music that I used to listen to whenever I was in like a higher vibe, like state of mind, and listening to that kind of music. And I recently made a new playlist that has a combination of basically all of the songs I've been listening to throughout the years that I love and bring me joy but don't bring me down, and songs that I found that are new and bring me joy. So that is really helpful for sure. My last point is I'm dead. I've already said this, so it's really not my last point, but it's taking care of yourself so that you can maintain a healthy state of mind in times of need or hard times that arise, so you find yourself under pressure or deep stress. Yeah, I wrote all this on a napkin, so excuse me for struggling a little bit. But yeah, I guess that's really all of my points I wanted to talk about this week. I just think it's so important to be able to be there for yourself, especially whenever things happen in your life and shit happens and it's out of your control, and you want to be the most equipped that you can for those scenarios, so we can all make it out in the end, happy, joyful, gleeful, and peaceful. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you next week on Divine FM.